I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade: 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Manning's Man. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is doing fine on this fantastic Tuesday morning, the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Oh, great is our God, and greatly to be praised. Yes, indeed. We serve the blessed, faithful, and mighty and strong God. Yeah, man, always. He's good all the times. And all the times, our God is good. To him be glory, honor, and praises. No, and forevermore, 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 forevermore. As usual, you know how we do things here. We don't, interrupt our show to ask you to like, subscribe, and share. We kind of do that at the beginning of the show. We just ask you to hit the like button, to subscribe, to share the content, right? So we don't have to be, nagging you and breaking important discussions to kind of tell you that. So just go ahead and do that at the beginning. And then at the end of the show, we will also give you a reminder. So right now, that's what I want you to do. Take a couple of minutes, hit the like button, please subscribe and share, right? That's what you do. That's how you support the work here at I Am Sure Sports. All right. Yeah, man. So lots we're going to cover today. I know that, you're going to enjoy the show because it's going to cover some of the things that I know you want to hear about. and what you want to discuss. Want to big up Chorus, big up Gunner's boss, big up man like Richie Richards. Oh, yes, it is Wednesday. Yes, Stets says bless up, and Triple E in the building. CC said Grand Slam has not sent out the media accreditation. I'm going to deal with the Grand Slam people, you know. I need to let Grand Slam people know what time it is. You understand me? Because they need to be up to date with what is happening, because I feel like they don't know what is happening in the marketplace and they may be missing out on something very big. Today, as you can see, our topics, these are the things that as best as we can, we're going to give time to them and give some coverage to them. And we look forward to you being a part of these discussions, right? El Mexi, bless up yourself. I'm going to play for you some stuff said by Marlon Glean. He is the president of the Grenada Football Association, one of the persons that many people are touting to be the the leader of CFU. He was never a part of the mix. We're going to discuss briefly Nolan's move to Canada and what that means for Mount Pleasant as a academy and just young Jamaican footballers. There's a social issue that I'm going to highlight, and then I'm going to talk about how Grand Slam need YouTubers. But before we get into that, I want to read something for you. We always read in books because we understand that readers are leaders, right? And this is Atomic Habit. I'm just going to read just a small portion, so just pay attention. It says, all big things come from small beginnings. The seed of every habit is a single tiny decision. But as that decision is repeated, a habit sprouts and grows stronger. Roots entrench themselves and branches grow. The task of breaking a bad habit is like uprooting a powerful oak within us. And the task of building a good habit is like cultivating a dedicated flower one day at a time. But what determines whether we stick with a habit long enough to survive the plateau of the latent potential and break through to the other side? What is it that causes some people to slide into unwanted habits and enable others to enjoy the compounding effects of good ones, right? Then it says, prevailing wisdom claims that the best way to achieve what we want in life, getting into better shape, building a successful business, relaxing more and worrying less, spending more time with friends and family, is to set specific actionable goals. For many years, this was how I approached my habits too. Each one was a goal to be reached. I set goals for the grades I wanted to get in school, for the weight I wanted to lift in the gym, for the profits I wanted to earn in business. I succeeded at a few, but I failed at a lot of them. Eventually, I began to realize that my results had very little to do with the goals I set and nearly everything to do with the system I followed. What's the difference between systems and goals? It's a distinction I first learned from Scott Adams, the cartoonist behind the Dilbert comic. Goals are about results you want to achieve. Systems are about the process that leads to those results. So I hope you'll pick some sense out of what they call nonsense. And and just, just do that. See if there's something you can garner, something you can learn from what I've just read. So build good systems in your life, and then it won't be so difficult to attain some of those goals that you have. So I have all right. Listen, big up to the female who has checked in, sure improvement. Bless up yourself. Danny Dread, bless up, big up. You understand me? Peso boy, me you see a team get beaten in a Peso out of Drax. I want to make the local youngster them beat in a Peso, man. Come on, a Peso, man. People them saying they're not playing any ball in a Peso. Pesa, come on, a Pesa, man. Me expect bigger and better than that from the team in a Pesa. Now Musa Pesa. All right. So I'm going to play. This video is powered by Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. All right. Not only that, the video is going to be around an hour long. So after this Marlon Glean clip that I'm going to be playing, you're free to call in and make your comments as we discuss the other issues. And as you're listening to this particular clip, here's what I want to ask you. What are some of the similarities with what he's stating and what is happening in terms of the footballing culture here in our island home of Jamaica? Very important. So I am going to bring that up now, and I'm going to play. There's a couple of them. I'm going to play two of the videos. So let me just, yeah. Let's see if this is the way to do it. Is it? No, this is not the way. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right. All right. I don't know what is happening. It is loading. So let me see if I can get it now. Right. So there you go. I think I have it right here now. So then we're going to come here and then, so please listen. You listen, right? You let me know what your thoughts are. And then, bam, we will go from there. All right. So here we go. No. All right. I think this is what we do. Yeah. All right. This is it. Oh. All right. Hold on. So are you saying you're not hearing what he's saying? All right. Is that no audio? All right. No, not to worry. All right. So I'm going to see if I can play the audio without the, let's see if we can do it this way. What? Hold on. The people say they're not hearing. What is going on? You're not hearing? All right. Let's make sure we fix this. Because this is What? Hold on, all this time. So all this time, we're not hearing? Oh, lie. Hold on, no, man. All right. So, let me make sure you're hearing me. All right? Because I am hearing. So, I'm going to try this one more time. All right? One more time, and then I will. The audio not. All right. So, let me see. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, somebody said we could hear, but the volume is extremely low. All right. Because this is very important to the discussion we want to have. So, let me just. All right. Audio check 131313. Testing audio for you or testing audio for me. No audio. All right. So let's go again. And then if this doesn't work this time, I know what I'll do. So tell me if you're hearing. All right. So they're still not hearing. All right. Let me see if I can. So they're still not hearing.
So we're going to continue to ensure that we provide significant prizes and prize monies so that teams can aspire to play. Teams are encouraged to play because they know at the end of the season there is something to look forward to. And we're going to continue to grow the league. We need to get to some sort of semi-professional football. We're not there yet, but the GFA cannot do it themselves. You know, in St. Lucia last year, I was part of the development of the St. Lucia Professional League, semi-professional league, and government put in $3 million in the semi-professional league in St. Lucia. St. Vincent, as we speak, is in the process of doing a semi-professional league. I'm part of the conversation in terms of assisting also in the development of the St. Vincent Professional League. And government is fully involved and want to invest millions in the St. Vincent Semi-Professional League. Last year, Barbados had the Prime Minister's Cup. And Prime Minister Mia Motley put in a significant investment in the Prime Minister's Cup. Government of Grenada, Madam Minister, sorry to put you on the spot. We need more support from government. And I don't care which government it is. We need more support from government in our competitions, in our development programs. Because when that one kid makes it to Manchester United, when that one kid wins a Champions League or a Premier League, we need government to stand up with us to say, you know what, we were there from the start, not at the airport when they return. So we asking corporate Grenada, we asking government to please support our clubs. 90% of our clubs do not have a sponsor. 90% of our clubs do not have a sponsor. We need more of corporate Grenada to support our teams. Because when we support our teams, we're actually supporting our communities. We talk about gangs and drugs and crime and illiteracy and everything else. And we love talking about it. But why not talk about investing in these communities in sports so that we can alleviate all these negatives? It is time for us to invest now so that the future of Grenada can be brighter. I want to congratulate all the winners, Paradise men, Paradise women. You've done the double. And it's time somebody put a stop to Paradise. It's time somebody puts up. You know, Paradise has won about $500,000 in the last 3 years or so. Somebody needs to put a stop to Paradise. And now they're actually starting to dominate women, and that is not good. Somebody needs to stop Paradise. Paradise, congratulations, your men and women. St. David's FC took a historical step. This is the first time a team from St. David's is actually playing at the highest level in Grenada football. You know, when I was growing up, when you see St. David's on your fixtures, you know it's a win, right? But St. David's has done some magnificent work over the last couple of years. They've been knocking on the door. They narrowly missed out on getting promotion to the Premier League last year. And this year, they actually won it outright as early as possible. The first division was so competitive, and anybody could have won it at any time. And St. David's did what it took at the end to cross the finish line on top of everybody else. So congratulations, St. David's. And to Monjalu. You know, I was invited to Monjalu.
All right. So you hear that, right? Very strong word. Seeking to get the involvement and the engagement of government and the business community in the football. And he cited the example of how in St. Lucia, government invested. He said in Barbados, the government invested. He said in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the government invested. And how he saw it was that when government invest in sports in this way, in clubs, it is also helping the communities that the clubs are from. So I have also understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, that even in England, part of the growth of the league, and maybe not now, but there was a time when it was heavily supported by the government in the United Kingdom. And that is why they have been able to build to the level that they are. And just in sports in general, right? While we kind of predominantly talk about football, right? It goes to track and field and all of that, right? And so I like this call, I like this plea. I don't know what you think, but I believe that if we're going to be better than we are now in terms of sports, there is going to be a need for strong government funding, especially as it relates to infrastructure development across the nation. And this is in almost every field of sports that we have had continued success, which is football and track and field and even cricket to some extent. I see, and netball. I think those four sports, there needs to be constant infusion of cash and stuff from government. And I know people are saying that clubs are privately owned and Racers is privately owned and MVP is privately owned and Arnett Garden is privately owned and Waterhouse. And that is true. But even privately owned entities outside of sports get support from government. So I don't think it would be a bad thing for privately owned clubs, sporting clubs, to get support from government because it will benefit the communities that they're in. It is helping the young people. You know, he spoke about the impact of drugs and crime in his country, and our sports would help. How sports would help. So there needs to be some striking of some partnership. I mean, they have probably a bigger issue because he said 90% of the clubs in his country have no sponsor. I think our percentages may not be as high as this one. I recently heard Owen Hill from the PFJL saying that the next step is to do some development in terms of infrastructure. And just recently, there's an article in the newspaper where they're talking about financial literacy of the players in the league, meaning part of the PFJL mandate is to help the players to be better financial managers. I think, and the first thing that has to happen though is that there has to be some level of minimum salary for players. If you're going to teach these players how to manage money, you have to first, as the leader of the organization, put in place measures where players at a certain level cannot get below a certain amount of money. That means salaries must be above minimum wage right across the league. And if you're not going to do that, teaching them about financial literacy makes no sense. If you're not going to advocate for them to get some minimum amounts in terms of their contracts with the clubs that they play for, and also challenge the clubs to pay them on their payday, and when the clubs don't, they are afforded the opportunity of getting interest on their late payments. So while I agree that there must be some educating of the players in terms of how they manage and invest their financial resources, the league itself must put measures in place. So when a player is supposed to be paid on the 24th of a month and he doesn't get paid until 3 months' time, what are the consequences to the club? What are the consequences for those clubs? So that is something I think the PFJL need to be involved with. But let's get back to government. Again, I believe government need to step in and put in some more. So there is more from Marlon Glean. I don't know if you want to hear more, but I can play some more. Listen to this. Okay, so I'm going to play that clip again. I realize that you weren't hearing it.
Moments in Grenada's history. But to the players, the coaches, the administrators, this is a project. And for this project to work, everybody has to be working together. This is not a Marlon Glean project. And for the government and the sponsors, this is not a GFA project. It's a Grenada project. Because when our big flag was rolled out in Moscow a couple of days ago, and the players would tell you, the entire stadium was shouting and screaming and supporting Grenada. While we were playing Russia, we had the support of the fans of Russia. So government and sponsors, it's important that you provide support, and not just to football, to sports. Because the major moments in Grenada's history has all been around sports. Granny James winning the Olympic medal, the 1989 Shell Caribbean Cup team. Every major moment in Grenada has been around sports. Yet still, we listen to the budget every year, and sports is given the stepchild treatment. We put money in everything else, but we don't put in sports. But then Olympic comes, and Anderson gets a medal, and Kirani gets a medal, and we have motorcade. And we need to stop it. We need to invest in grassroots and new development in cricket and in football and in track, so that we can, when these times come, we knew that we were there from the start, not at the end. So government, Madam Minister, sponsors, please put more emphasis and more effort in the development of our sports. I'm not here to advocate just for football. I'm here to advocate on behalf of every boy and girl in Grenada whose aspirations is to play professional football, track and field, cricket, and whatever else. When these kids make it, Grenada gets much more visibility than your 17 or 20.
Hold on. You're not hearing? Who said they're not hearing? You have to be hearing, man. What do you mean say you're not hearing? Oh, you say not hearing?
You're going to put in tourism board or wherever else you're going to put that money. I want to congratulate all the teams who have participated in the GFA season last year. From the Women's League.
All right. So that is it. Again, some very salient point made there, but he was speaking in Grenada to the Grenadian government and business sector. I think it is the same cry here in Jamaica and many other places in the Caribbean. You heard? At any point, you can call and give me a thought. I'm going to kind of go down to the Grand Slam a little bit. I think the organizers of Grand Slam, right, this Grand Slam event, need to understand something, that the Jamaican space is saturated right now with content creators and YouTube. And what if you check daily, none of the major networks in Jamaica, I guarantee you that with the amount of shows and videos that are done on a daily basis, none of the mainstream media houses reach as wide for many people with as diverse conversation, sporting range on a daily basis. When you look at the over 30 different content creators, 24/7s, there is information being put out on sport. Now, Grand Slam people, it means that these people on YouTube are reaching way more people in this particular time than mainstream media. And I know mainstream media people are going to be upset and vexed, and they're going to say all kind of things. And, you know, as usual, they're probably not going to like Mannings, man. I don't know. I respect mainstream media because I garner some of my knowledge from how mainstream media operate. And I still watch mainstream media. But I will tell you, I could watch YouTube content from 6 today in the morning, 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it's a different show on that day, different discussion, different grouping of people. And I think the Grand Slam people have not capitalized on this. Have not capitalized. And I don't think mainstream media is doing justice to them. Yet there's not a lot of information out there about this. And I'm concerned that the support may not be what they really want. And I'd say to the organizers of Grand Slam, over the next few days, you understand me? You don't need to be an I Am Sure Sports. But there are many others who have way more subscribers, and they appeal to a greater number of people than even I Am Sure Sports. But certainly, you have seen what has happened with even in the EPL, that a lot of people listen to, and they're on the channels for their clubs more so than listening to Sky Sports. A lot of people don't listen to Sky Sports anymore about commentary and stuff and games. They listen to the channels on YouTube that support their clubs. Now, I hear Issa Allen, I did not say that they are not ads, because they are ads. They probably have their own social media pages. But here is certainly what we can't. In the same way there is, they will go on the zone here or the shows here. There must be a place for them to utilize YouTube and show up. A lot of you know that when some of these mainstream stations are having their shows, a lot of you are not watching it. You're watching a YouTube platform. So I'm not just talking about running an ad. I did not say at any point that there are no ads. But who are the faces? Peso, I understand not everyone care about it. It's the same thing, not everyone care about Premier League. When this whole thing on YouTube started with Premier League, a lot of the people in the diaspora did not want to hear about Premier League. They don't want to watch, they don't follow the games. But here's what is happening now, Peso. Because there has been, you cannot come on YouTube and not hear about the JPL. There's always talk about the JPL. So what has happened? What has happened? What has happened is that more people are now interested in the JPL. Fans from the diaspora are trying to get shirts, right? Remember what YouTubers do, they are not paid by these people. It is free, except that they get their resources from the views and those things. Gunners boss, ain't nobody, I'm not complaining. You think I'm complaining? YouTubers are not complaining because listen, whether we speak about that, the YouTubers are going to put out content and still get their views. So the YouTubers are not complaining. Nobody in YouTube is complaining because whether the people at ISA come to talk about their sports or the Grand Slam people come on YouTube, YouTubers are going to still, content creators are still going to put out content. You have faces that are on it that once they turn up on platform, once Speed turn up, people are going to turn up. Once Butler turn up, people are going to turn up. Once Stopper turns up, people are going to turn up. You understand me? Once Rude Boy turn up, people are going to turn up. Once people are out there, once Ryan start getting mad and thing, once Cataract talking all kind of nonsense and spell England wrong, people are going to turn up. So the point I'm making is that the YouTubers don't necessarily need Grand Slam or need ISA. They are going to put out content. There's always content, controversial stuff, statistical stuff. They are. But I'm saying for their benefit, they should utilize and maximize these things. That's what I'm talking about, Gunners boss. So ain't nobody complaining. Ain't nobody complaining. Cranky's still going to do content. You think JT has to talk about? You think JT needs to talk about Grand Slam? No. And they're still going to get views. So the point I'm making is that I believe the Grand Slam thing it's a big thing. This is a big thing for Jamaica. And every day in this week, you should have people from that organizing committee or athletes turning up, talking about this all over. Because this is a big thing. Because this could determine if a next event of this nature is kept in Jamaica. You look at look at some of the shows that are even on people used to watch on ESPN. They don't watch them again. People watching YouTube platforms. They said hosts, a lot of the hosts on these platforms. They have Shannon Sharp, the Stephen A. Smith, and many, many more. They have their own platforms that have way more views than some of those shows. It is just the way that the young people are interacting. So don't think like if I don't interview somebody from Grandson, it don't affect me. It don't affect Ryan. It don't affect JT. It don't affect Jason Guna. It don't affect Cranky. It don't affect Minzy. It don't affect Unseen. It don't affect Military Guna. It does not. It don't. And that is the reality. That is the reality. Hold on a sec, the people. That is the reality. Yeah. Fine, you want to be an explosion. It can be an explosion. But I am telling you, if 10 YouTubers, I tell you this right now, Gunners boss, because a lot of you guys really believe like some of these stations still have a lot of influence. Boss man, let me tell you this. Let's take it outside of sports. There are more people who listen to Sir P and them My Views and Popeye's News Link and all of them people more than them listen to TVJ News, boss. So this you think I care which station them want to go on? You think I care? If YouTubers do show during them time, there are less people listen to them people there. Me I tell you that, Gunners boss. So you may believe that them have big clout out there. They don't. If 10 of the YouTubers decide to every morning from 9 to 11, they are going to consistently do shows. Less people listen to them thing. They understand that. You better believe that. Big up what mainstream media can do, but I am telling you that this is a space that they must maximize. Of course, I'm giving it a plug while I talk about it. Relax yourself, Gunners boss. But call. And they must call. They need to be calling some YouTubers and say, hey, we want to come on your show. But you don't know, say, oh man, this man sings here. No, man, I'm come on my show. You know, me just always have things to say. So whether a person come on or not, and when me feel like me send the link and invite somebody, I just say it go. That's me. We do it when we want, we do it how we want, and we speak to who we want, when we want. But they need to maximize this, because I'm very sure that none of the mainstream medias will be doing watch along when the Grand Slam going on. Oh. All right, big up Gunners boss. I'm gonna say me no read so right, you know. All right. But that is my thing. The Grand Slam people and athletes, reach out to don't make mainstream media people fooling. Nobody now listen to them people there so often. So much. Hey, you know, make nobody fooling. Not now go on around this right now when they come on sport. I YouTube all of the action there. I mean, not tell no lie. Around a YouTube the action there. Because some of the mainstream man them have all them YouTube thing. Them know see around a YouTube the action there. Them know that. Them know see a YouTube are full of press conference them. Them know that. Them are going to know see a YouTube. The thing there. Right now, 10 man can have show. And now 10 man have over 100 persons making how much comments. And then by the time the 10 videos them done, listen, you have over 20,000 views from the 10 man them. I want to go on with. Our YouTube the action there right now. You know what people, you think people, there's a time people when we couldn't wait for primetime news. You know what people are waiting for right now? You talk to people. The whole thunder rolling business because they must say, I when Sir P drop a next video. I when My Views drop a next video. I when on the spot media drop, I them think the people are waiting for. I YouTube the action there right you know. YouTube. Better believe that. You watch this election. We are running at Jamaica. You watch this election in Jamaica. You're going to see a social media. Think of mainstream media, social media. And big up again, because you have some thin-skinned people running. You have some thin-skinned people running mainstream media. And as soon as you talk about mainstream media, then they show about it and them make it a topic of discussion. I grew up and listened to mainstream media, so big up to mainstream media. I learn a lot. A lot of people in the mainstream media, you understand me? And all from CVM to TVJ to Sportsmap, lots of respect me for them. Radio station, TV station, newspapers. You understand me? Big them up. But right now, YouTube, how the thing there? Right now, I YouTube the thing there. Right now, if you have listen, right now, I'll tell you this right now. If say like a Serpi, which is one of the common, like what you call them? What do you call them? A social commentators. If Serpi ever start drop 130 minutes video live with Serpi from 7 to 8, me sorry for y'all TVJ. Me I tell you that. Me sorry for TVJ. And that everybody go on see. No, but no, I just shoot we talk, Rob, man. You understand me? Anybody can step to a man, you know. You understand me? I'm not really afraid of step to, you know. You understand me? God him and me warrior, yes him and me barrier. Judgment to come and the wicked did not make us a river. Yo, what you talk about? I don't scare no ghost. B? All right, for real still, that's a very good question. El Mix, you want to get me in a problem. You know, say, for real still, watch a lot of the YouTube thing, but I read a lot. So when I'm not on YouTube, I'm doing a lot of reading. Like, me always have, like, right now, my desk. And right, watch you know. I'm going to just show you an example. Right on the desk, right here now. Watch here. Five different books there. You see what I say? Always. Oh, you can't see the one. Which one you can't see? See it? The one at the front. Just let me just move this right here. See it? Right here, so the desk. Let me fix the one properly. So, really and truly, always the next book we are look upon. You understand what I mean? And I read and I take things from. So, I do a lot more reading than, you know, like the whole YouTube watching and kind of a thing. So I hope you understand that. You see me? How I go on? How I go on? I can't see myself. I can't see myself. I say, I want me touch a while ago. Oh, what this go on here? Yo, hey, yo. Hold on there. What really go on here, sir? Yo, this is shocking. What really go on? No, man, these serious people. Me don't know how go on. No, sir. Huh? No, sir. No, sir. Something wrong, boss. Hold on there. No, sir. I know what go on. Man. And them hacking at the system. Yeah, man, you understand me. So that is the reality. All right. So now, I touch on that. Remember, we have our own time. You can call in, people, because we're not going to be on long, because we have some mainstream powerful, and I say that people. Oh, big up mainstream. Big up on yourself. Right? Don't send the bug around here again. Don't do that. Big up mainstream. You understand me? From Irie FM to KLAS to hits, all of them. You understand me? Yeah, so big up mainstream, yeah, sir. The rapid mainstream is getting powerful. One little talk and everything get blurry. Next thing I'm a voice with a God. Yeah. We have a caller, so let's take this call. Tell me where you're in the caller. Caller, welcome to the show.
What's up, my names?
I am here. Big up yourself, one and only. Smart choice. Blessings, man, every time.
Yes, sir. Afternoon, man. I was calling because to add to your point. So first of all, I agree with everything, every single thing that you said, right? So this is not to oppose anything, but to add to it, right? From a different perspective, right? A lot of while this is a new media, a lot of and I say Jamaican broadcasters, right? I don't think a lot of them have a sense of appreciation as to the value of their contribution. I don't think it's not that they don't know, because I can identify a few people that I know better, but I don't know if they think that it is YouTube and therefore they can be any way they choose to be. You understand me?
Yeah.
For very blatant when it comes to Cranky. I don't listen to Cranky, period, anymore. I unsubscribe from his show because upon
all right.
learning.
Sorry, just I have to interject, right? You know that you put me in a very, because Cranky is a friend of mine. So you know when you do that now, you put me in a you put me in a very compromising position.
I'm not asking you to comment.
Yeah, but you call him name now. So what am I supposed to do? If me say nothing,
listen.
No, but
listen.
All right, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Just listen, because this is. I mean, we are. I mean, you have your audience. I'm not gonna. It's in line with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Not like I'm trying to divert, right? Upon learning of whatever political preference I have, he calls me dunce and illiterate and all sort of stuff. You can't do that to your audience. You understand me? You don't have a political platform. You have a sports show. You understand me? So people, a lot of the bloggers need to have a sense of appreciation. You have another name that you called. I don't have any personal interaction with it, so I won't mention his name. That when he speaks, even though it may excite some people, it comes across disrespectful to others. You understand me? And there are times when persons come on some shows and it's like they're ambushed. You understand me? And they become very uncomfortable, which is, I guess, one of the reasons why certain persons, not on your show since last year or maybe a few months ago. You understand me? So they need to look at it from that angle also.
Miguel, you still there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
No,
Yeah,
so like I'm saying, the one thing I'd say is like, because the name calling can make me, because one, if I say nothing, it seems like I'm agreeing with you, right? And I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing your point. But here's what I believe. I believe like if once it becomes a person name, like it would be good to try and, just because we're adults, to have a conversation with the person and say, listen, you said this and you were disrespectful to me, and I will leave it there. All right. Now, I will say that as a person on platform, people would have viewed some of my comments and my interaction with them as also being very disrespectful. And sometimes that is not my intention, but I understand that I could be viewed as being disrespectful to people. I try as best as I can not to be that way. But no matter how hard we try, people can feel, disrespected. But it doesn't take away from your bigger point, which is all of us don't listen to everybody. And that's just the truth. You will have your preferences and I have my preferences. You understand me? So I will even listen to certain shows from certain people, because certain ones I don't think it provides me with enough credible information for me to even pay attention to it. So I will listen one, but I may not listen to the other. And all of us must be satisfied with that. You understand me? All of us must be okay.
No, I
Go
think
ahead.
you're addressing a point that I did not make, sir, because I'm not talking about preference, because I'm talking about professionalism. You understand me?
Okay,
You can be professional, everybody can be professional, but at the same time, I can still have my preference. You understand me?
Okay.
But I don't think there's
You're
a
talking
need
about professional
to
conduct.
be right. I don't think there's a need to be unprofessional. Because you understand me? So that's my point. You understand me? I think YouTube has gotten to the level now that if you're gonna get in front of a microphone and a camera, you should at least have some basic. I'm not saying everybody must pretend as if they go university or whatever. You understand me?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you must have some basic, right, level of understanding that this is something that you're reaching out to a wide cross section of people. You understand me? People of
Understood.
Different, right?
So let me ask you a question.
backgrounds, whatever.
Cranky is calling. Do you want to speak to him about how you feel, or you prefer if he speaks after you're gone? Because he was calling.
He can speak after I leave because I've already, done what I needed to do, and it's done. You understand me?
Okay.
He has his program, and there's no obligation for me to subscribe. It's a free will thing platform. You understand me?
Yeah.
I just made the point to bring across to support the point that
I was making earlier.
I want to make bring across. No problem, boss. Respect,
yeah, man. Big up yourself every time. All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, boss.
cool. All right. So that was Miguel. We had Cranky calling. So let me just CC Sports Lab in the building. How you doing, boss?
My name's man.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man? Man.
So like
Man is man. Send me there in my house, man. Man, sick like dog, man. Man. I'm gonna do no show for the whole weekend to come. I'm under the weather, man. Man. All right? Now mind the business. See? Now mind the business. If I called you a derogatory name, go look at what you said that engendered that response. Because on a feast, you can't come by man and tell them anything, and man can't respond to it. The other people in the chat, man, what call me. I don't respond to them, man. Ask them. I don't respond to them. Woman fans, people show they come disrespect me. I don't engage them, man. Because you no longer exist in my world. See, my in a chat laughing mode. I call me as a director name, man. I'm going to take disrespect from people. I tell you that right now. Right? I don't feel some bad people. I don't come from this and I boot up myself. I'm not start me up my youth. I don't run for the start up. My partner man is going to disrespect people. If you disrespect me, you have to get disrespect. If Miguel say, I don't know, say Miguel. If you say because you're an idiot, man, what have you done to engender that severe response from me? He said, that allow me to even make such a statement.
Let me just repeat what he said. He said that once you figure out what his political views are. No, I don't know what they're. I don't know what they. Because I don't know. I don't know. That's the only context I have.
Man, this is a person who disrespect. Because you might come disrespect black people. You might talk about black people. I remember who the person is.
Okay.
Because he left my man. He said some people when they come for your channel and they realize they want it for your channel, and then vex and them can't for that, so them go on. But then do them disrespect to him one kind. And talk about black people this and black people that and in can't business black people can this. Then of course we don't come back hard at you.
Okay.
If you say certain thing, you push back hard at you because you disrespect my race, you disrespect me and everybody involved in my race. But we don't know, and you're black too. But we don't nonsense. Let me say this, man. Me I preach respect for my channel. Everybody come on my channel regular, 24/7. Me I preach respect, man. There are people come on my channel, disrespect other people, say about their mother, they're banning from the channel. Me no respect them thing there. Yes, I get emotive. That's part of my domain, my DNA, as something operate. I never know one couple of one bad up people. And we're done with them. We pass them stage in our life. We are live with life in a regular, not even go sir, but I try to live a normal way. We're not trying to bad up nobody. Them think they are full thing. People don't know sense.
Yeah, nothing,
I asked somebody this question the other day, man.
Nothing these times.
I asked somebody this question, man. I said, how many times in the US do you hear an Indian shooting each other? Or you hear an Asian shooting each other? How much time?
True.
Them can't recall man. We have Chicago, we have 12, 13 people get killed every weekend at Chicago, man. Are we kill ourselves? Are we disrespect ourselves? Are we denounce ourselves, management? Them think they are nonsense. So me I preach togetherness. Me I preach collective. Me I preach a broke down the barrier between diaspora and local. Me not preach no war. Me not preach no disrespect. But if you come disrespect me, I will tell you, no, me I go build the basement.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of people. So you can't run off the mouth, I don't want to run off the mouth.
So would you
channel, you can't let people channel. You can't talk politics. You can't talk about this. I don't want to restrict people's ability. It's a free speech world, you know.
Yeah.
You don't live in China. You don't live in Russia.
Yeah.
I don't want to take what we can't talk about. You don't want me.
What I've seen that, yeah, is that some of the time the people, like, they just want to talk about the reggae boys. You're having some like the reggae boys are the only thing you're supposed to talk about. And life is not like that. People are free to talk about. That is why I'm saying that if you don't like the topic for the day, just listen something else. There's enough stuff to listen. But don't come on and because someone is talking about something that you don't want to hear about, you basically want the person to stop. But I mean, yeah, Miguel used to get along, so I don't know what happened, but
because Miguel disrespect him one race. Tell me, you can't go back and play Miguel the show. You disrespect your one race, and if me call you out and you not like it, me can't help you. And the other person in your chat who was run off his mouth, like him a God gift to the world and he know everything. Me not disrespect him, cause me not know that no more. Him not exist in my world. Him if you just leave me alone, don't every channel go up and him call me out. What time go up and I'm back when I laugh, in my talk, man, you're hurt. Me can't help you hurt.
Yeah.
You feel life. Me can't help you hurt. Get over your hurt. You make a decision. You disrespect me, I'm take the disrespect, man. I'm not even come back hard at you. I'm not come back hard at you.
Yeah.
If me leave you alone, you call me woman. If I'm being the channel man, come on, you call me woman, this and I'm a female and him sissy. I'm a loving man's man. Then disrespect the past now, man, man's man. Then disrespect the part, people do things and disrespect that, you know. Me just love it and say, you know what, me move on. Because, you know, existing in my world, so me not deal with you. Man, my goal is this. I want our people to think about operating because the rest of the world is like that, man. Look at Europe, man, where we have a European Union. How much war do people fight, man, and kill off each other?
And they still come
together. And they have the same economic environment. Right, man?
Yep.
We always fight, but only the petty thing when it matter. Right? We have fight with petty things on the matter, man. We have grievance and petty things on the real matter. We're supposed to think about, you know what? How do we as a people help each other to progress and improve and get better? Let's start the fighting, man. And those of you who come at me hard, may I explain, you know. I may come hard, you know, but my heart may be different from your heart. My heart may be just silence. And sometimes silence is golden. My heart may not run you, you know. I may believe it's not worth it. And if me come at you hard, Miguel, that means at least me engage you. You better not be silent. So Miguel come by your chat. You know, I'm not man, and the man have me up. Miguel, get over it, Miguel, man. Get over it, Miguel, man. A long time that Miguel. We move on. I'm not here to have a management. I'm presser. But tell presser I'm not deal with it no more. Don't come on the channel, presser. Presser 433 presser, man. 433 presser.
Oh.
Because presser dropped that video about something me just. We talked to Presser before now, and drop a video. And so me and Presser have very good conversation and management. You know what? Presser realized that, you know what, maybe Cranky has some creed, that's why I said, so me engage Cranky. I'm engaging, right? Engaging. Because he's a young youth, and sometimes, you know, when you're young, you're impressionable, even though you're smart, that Presser's a smart kid, because Presser idiot, nonsense not chat. But at least you can see, you know what, there's potential there. So me engaging. Because, you know, in my mid-20, Presser a good youth and smart. I said, come Presser, man. You can't do better than that, Presser. Come on, Presser. You can't drop certain things about certain things. When I'm thinking on the right, Presser, I must say, all right, Crank. Me, I said, but you know, me, I just like, we can agree to disagree, man.
Yeah.
But the disrespect thing has to go.
Yeah, man. Presser is a good youth still. I don't really agree with a lot of views, however, for him, but he's a good youth.
I'm Presser is smart. If you say Presser is smart, then I'm not listen. What I do, I criticize an object and I'm not listen when you use that. I'm not listen to him reasoning skill. I'm not looking how him deduce things. I'm not looking to him present him argument. Yeah. He won't make mistake because he's young. But certain people, man, you have to just don't deal with them because it's better for your health if you don't deal with them.
All right.
Better for your health, man.
I'm glad at least I hear from you because I didn't know this Miguel and you thing. You know, Gunner's boss is because from I know Gunner's boss was trolling me every day, you know, on the radio, you know, calling me all kind of name. Man of the what? Man of the tablecloth and all of them things there. And KLAS, you know. be a disrespect them man I used to give me though. So I know him to be a troll because he was trying to call, but I didn't want to have both of you on the line.
When you tell people say about me to leave Jamaica things alone, that means you say me and Jamaican. So you tell me in a management. You're born for life. That's an ultimate disrespect. I mean, be born in Jamaica, me a Jamaican citizen. I'm gonna keep telling them this. I can't change it. I can't do nothing about it. I don't know vex. I don't care if I don't want vex. I steer. But I still am preaching togetherness. I'm preaching for people to get over them, whatever it is that hold us back as a people. Because I'm glad we have in flight between Nigeria and Jamaica, because we need to realize the world is separated by race and other factors, and we can't afford. We're not in a position in the world. We're the lowest of the totem pole, apart from maybe the original Indian in America. We can't afford to be disorganized, distributed, not engaging. All right, man, don't take up time for your show, but come to your show, come disrespect me, come disrespect them back, my youth. All right, anything there.
Yeah, man,
don't come disrespect me.
Hope you feel better. Because
and the fool way up there chat around the fool way up there chat around the mouth, you know, my youth, you are banned for life. Get over it. Go cry in your bed. Go ahead.
I don't even know which one they be attack, because I told them in here I give beta about you.
Yeah. But there are two people in there. One was football who white banned because when somebody comes to management and troll you 24/7, and he's part of Jeff, by the way. Football guru is part of Jeff. You know what I know? I made a suggestion to somebody the other day, and he bring it up. I mean, it was being circulated within the JFF. Me, I tell you that. You make a suggestion, it come up, and it's been circulated, and him bring it up. So you can only be part of the JFF or part of the extension for you to know that information. Yeah, there are certain things you work out in life, man.
I need to figure out
those of you who get cranky, cranky can't help you now. Go talk to them Jesus and the Lord for some help. My man. Go talk to Jesus.
Elmex is asking you when you're doing the next show. I guess when you recover fully.
I'm under the weather. No, man, I've been sick since Friday now. I've worked out in the gym. I just plan to work out, burn 1,000 calories for the next 6 months. I'm in the gym since Friday. My nephew gave me his cold. And I've been under the weather. So I can't do no show until I recover. But as soon as I recover, I will be up on the channel again. And the people who are allowed to come on my channel, that's a man up. And hold on upon that. Who like food. Those who are allowed to come on my channel and who want to come and join me, you're welcome to do so. Those of you who are banned, go stew in your local place you're there.
All right. God have mercy. Stop the fussing and fighting, brothers. Know be a problem, Lord. How did I get here, though? Jesus help me. We need to talk about the social issue.
Sir Student.
Peso.
Blessing my boss. I'm earth-strong today, so I'm becoming peace today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, I'm earth-strong today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man, respect, man. But here, man,
hold on.
People have understand.
Hold on. Orino lose to Mount Pleasant Juniors.
Well, I mean, I tell you, man, yeah, when they played, I used to say they played puppy, they lick him out. So we scored first, then we give a goal and we get more chances. So they have to deal with that. We have 2 games where the teams and the above, we have to win them, starting Saturday against Treasure Beach away, and then the following week, Falmouth at home. Okay. Falmouth on 23, Treasure Beach on 20, we are 19. So we're destiny in our hand.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Happy birthday again, boss. Hope you have a wonderful
Yeah, man. Blessings, man. What I say now? So, me tell you, me realize, man, YouTube, you know, some persons believe, say, when them come on YouTube and talk, like them a God-given sent. Everybody have their opinion here on YouTube. Whether you're bright army or going like you know everything, YouTube is for everyone. Yeah. And for some, me tell you, some man said they're born in Jamaica, then get in their feelings. And my father, I'm born here. And a person father, a person born here. So you're different Jamaica. When me born here.
Oh, you sound like some political. Hold on, you sound like some political song. How would you want song about I'm on born here?
Yeah, man. Then I must power man, PNP. Me a PNP straight in the management.
So what
yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. No.
So if you're not born here, you can't give no chat here.
Peso. What can I tell? Peso. So if a man is not born in Jamaica, he's not a Jamaican?
No, you're not giving no chat here. You have heritage and that's a different thing. What? You can't give me no chat. Make somebody else a born and give it up.
What? Peso, man. May expect better than that from you. Think about what
you man. No, man, listen up. everybody have a right to their opinion. That is my opinion.
So you're saying,
So when you tell a person that say, if you're not born here,
who is not born in Jamaica,
them can't dictate nothing what run of Jamaica. Yeah. So they can't tell me about you send to man never say about remittance I send here to me. What does that have to do with football?
So
you tell me, so no.
All right,
my auntie them and my uncle them send me money. What does that have to do with football?
No, Pesa, two different arguments we have, right? Here's my question to you. So, if you were dating a lady from the USA, she got pregnant and she have your child in the USA, you're saying that child cannot give nobody in a Jamaica a chat because them don't born in a Jamaica.
But here are manage. I work in hotels for years, 20 years. So if I didn't want it to deal with a female from you, I could have.
No, man, I'm just talking I'm speaking hypothetically.
Yeah.
I realize that for whatever reason, you never did it before, but you get somebody pregnant. Could be a guest or whatever. The person gets pregnant, but they go overseas and have the baby, right? Because they wanted to have the child in the States. You're saying that because that child of yours and the American lady is not born in Jamaica, they have no say in Jamaica. That may I ask you? If as a parent, if in that case, I would have to put make him Jamaican beliefs from my side. I would have a problem with that. But what I'm saying, on YouTube, when it comes out to football, it look like well, for the person born overseas who have heritage links to Jamaica, them have God-given right to play for the national team at all time. There's no problem with them. But from the look for you to play JPL, I like a JPL. No notice the man is, man. Anytime you have King or Davis in that team, they have more than them, American pick a team, and a Steve McLaren. So I said to myself, why is Steve McLaren here? If he's a fool, that American, I can't tell him what to pick. Why is he here? We give him a job, pay him so much money. You know, it makes no sense. Makes sense. American pick the team then. Yeah, you see, that is a different. Who gets picked is a different argument, than who have a right to represent Jamaica. Because every Jamaican, what I'm saying though, is that every Jamaican citizen has equal right. It may not be equitable, but everyone has equal right as a Jamaican citizen. It don't matter. Like Ian Frey has as much right as a player from England or a player in the domestic league. It doesn't matter.
Fine, man. All right. Fine.
Errol Stevens, for example, kids were born outside of Jamaica. They are very good footballers. Should they never represent Jamaica because they were not born here?
No, man. That's not the point what I'm making.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with
that's why I want to understand what you're saying because it seems like you're making
my three favorite heritage players who play for Jamaica is Bobby Reed presently. Maps who used to play at time. Because if me alone enough, if me have any say in the HF United team, I'll alone have a club. Because them you play with heart. But also man them just perceive say to a player play in a championship and he go through English this year them will tell you so now we play them through we are playing up the JPL and they must go overseas to get a contract first before they play for the national team, man. You determine that, man.
Yeah, but let me be fair. I have heard Cranky openly speak about
that, man.
But I've heard like Cranky who openly speak about Richard King being in the team.
Yes, man. But Richard King is just one perfect example. Everybody knows them. King and Davis from our players always in the team. The point what I'm making, recently when they picked so many JPL players, personally, they start calling so many people name. Me personally, I never want Makala Maggie United. And then playing at JPL. I support JPL. And that is my opinion at that time. But then pick them already. What we don't do? But what I'm saying, every time when more than say half, say 5 JPL players, I'm going to pick the team. And McLaren pick the team.
But that is an opinion.
And them things are too petty, man.
Yeah, but that is an opinion.
No, man, they're too petty. But when Davis, Davis and King alone get picked, we never hear that yet.
Pesa, it may be right that it is petty, but you can have a petty opinion. So it is just like you have a right to your opinion. Those people have a right.
But it's always happening all the time.
So
as they see more now, right? On YouTube, we're on YouTube from 2020. So we know all who we have them only to tell you say they want the best team to play for Jamaica. I know your choice, man. You have a fan opinion just like me. You know, a McLaren choice have to pick who you want. Because who are talking, No for them when they put on YouTube, you know. You never see them go watch no Jamaica match, you know. We live a yard there, you know.
Yeah.
And Westmoreland, I'm living a 2-game miss me for a season, you know. It's the game recently and the Haiti game, you know. Then St. Vincent, you know. And come June again, World Cup qualify. Me dip on board again.
Yeah. But Peso, all I would say is that everybody have a right.
In friends, I could have fling champion back until the week. Who can't tell me what this is.
But me yeah.
Who tell her
Yeah,
that?
boss.
So,
that
that don't matter me.
Boss, you're on the phone. Me yeah.
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 Me know, man. What me some manins? Listen to manins. We have a problem. Me no problem. Persons come play for Jamaica. But me no believe that it's beg if you beg no man come play for you, brother. If you want to come play for Jamaica, go look boy your own passport. I'm stand by that.
All right, so Peso, let me help you with certain things, right? Because I hear you talk about like maps play with them heart and thing. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So why would you believe
Map
that?
sector and Bobby Reed.
So what you so why would you believe that other players are not playing with their heart though? What proof do you have? You can't prove
No,
that.
I'm not saying that, you know, manage.
Yeah.
Not manage, I'm not saying
So
that, you know. They're
why
not playing with their heart.
why would you bring up that
No, but
then?
the reason why I call those 3 players, you know, every time them players that get called up, them always winning want to come play for Jamaica. Must something happen that we see them.
Yeah,
then we know of players will get called so many times and they turn on call up and people on YouTube I say a lie, say JFF this and JFF that. And when you get to the truth of it, and that's exactly happen.
Every player in an international setup may have personal reasons why they may not turn up. That
Gunners boss, let's go get the chance, man. To go on the platform.
Peso, go and
So
go,
tell me for Nolan.
go and go get
When
a,
they attack,
Peso,
me not tell you.
man,
I'm for a moment, this I know.
go and go get a juice from the bartender. The man say circle him because he wants to send a thing for you to drink a juice. So
Oh,
all right, boss.
no, Gunners all right, man. Look later at Gunners boss. Look later, me hurry up.
Yeah,
Later on that.
it's so like a bar they're doing a Peso.
No, man, me the home, man. Me the home.
Yeah, drink though.
Me not even left out to work yet.
Yeah, drink though.
Come here. No, man. Drink. No, sir. I later on go and nigga, because nigga my work today.
All right, boss.
Capital of casual.
Yeah, but all right then. Peso.
Yeah, man. Blessings, man, man. Really good. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lord have mercy. Let me just call. See the line working. So let me just take this. Good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Gunners boss.
Forgive me my 5 minutes worth of fame like how you give such man them 5 minutes worth of fame. You're talking about irrelevant. You're not in my world, sir. Just remember that. Because it's very sensitive and you know it, and you know me. If man, just like Manning's man tell you, when me call these radio station and these thing and me going to this comment section, I don't leave there with nothing. I just empty my clip, having fun and laughing at y'all being sensitive. You're too sensitive to be a critic on the thing. Never see a name fit someone so much. You're very cranky, sir. I never disrespect you. I make a video on your channel and it was a 25 minutes video, and because you see me famous and the people them love me, when you say Gunners boss and fire, your bad mind and delete your own channel, your bad mind your own channel, and me get vexed for that, and me tell you about it, pan coach's death, and you act like what I said you act like. It's very sensitive for nothing at all. No, me not bow down to no guy, because no guy no feed me. All me I tell you, say, it never mean the way it is. You allow me to trash Craig Butler because you hate Craig Butler. But when I go on the next channel, after you talk some very derogatory things about Mr. Speed and the Jamaica Football Federation, and I did not like it, and I did the same thing to you. You get sensitive and start to cry. That's what that's all about. Yes, sir.
Gunners boss. You can.
The man is a liar.
Gunners boss. Yeah.
Yes.
Me have on headphones and you're very low.
Oh, me talk too low. Yes, because I have one chuck a headphone like what you have on to, you know, I never understand. Because when people come and lie and get sensitive over nothing at all me that do is I troll the man, you know, we go on the next channel, you know, and me say, all right, and if you allow somebody if you clip when me talk about Craig Butler, allow somebody else to clip and go viral too. Because I mean, that was the biggest video on your channel in a 3 days that anybody where you make the months at the time and you know it and you get corrupt your own channel and delete it. And then now, hear how the man work now. You can't block me off a cranky line. Anytime you're ready, me just go over there, subscribe, and after 5 minutes, I can talk. I can see you, but I can block you and delete you and unsubscribe. And that me do. And when me ready, me go over there, go look when you talk foolishness. And every time you make one comment in there, you have to go search for the 5 and 10 comment them and delete them. You know, say they are waste, man. Who are do that? You're irrelevant. That's why you do those things, because you sit here like a muck raker, bottom feeder. He's a muck raker. Every time when you look in a comment section for the worst comment to the fan. Because you know I look things because of your life. Miserable. You know I look things to be angry about. Come talk about irrelevant this and that.
So
who is you?
Gunners boss.
What have you done for Jamaica? But yeah, let me say this. Let me say this before you interrupt me. And you know what I found out, man? The Jamaicans, the wannabe Jamaicans are always sensitive. Because you know what? Them shadow, them shelter, and grow up in a house. Them never out the road and we are most of them. But we call mouth and mass. You hear what you do? As soon as you run your mouth and say something and you throw them, oh, I'm being bullied. That's girlish. That's all I said. And I meant it. Go ahead now, I'm stopped.
So Gunners boss. Gunners boss.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you think you are sensitive?
Me? Me?
Yes.
Me no know if me sensitive. Like how this guy come over here now and I tell me something irrelevant. Yes, when you tell me something irrelevant, like me eat your yard. I mean, I beg you something. I mean, I look friendship from you. Me tell you when me tell you that you sensitive, are you irrelevant because you are concerned about that, are you a dig up comment and I delete them? Are you sensitive? Are you a delete video? Are you a the guy? Not me. Me a man. So don't come talk about me born in Jamaica, me grow in Jamaica, me go to England, me go to America, me go everywhere. And me stand firm with Jamaica. Me no go around and criticize Jamaica and everything. Me find something to say to keep myself relevant in the space. You're a cloud chaser. You go on everybody's channel and teach them and teach the viewers them and have them over your place. Every day you cuss. Your channel no grow in the past 2,500 years. It no grow, it no go nowhere. You cuss people and I beg people to come over there and I disrespect people. No, me don't talk about you.
All right, so Gunners boss.
I rank to your back up and I no bully nobody and you are bullying me because you're sensitive. Go ahead, man, talk to me now.
Yeah, why can't Jamaica live? I am saying Gunners boss. How you sound right now? It sounds like what was said has touched one of your sensitive nerves. And it is.
Let me tell you, yes, right now. Because, you know, come tell me something irrelevant in that space. When me have 15 people that work for one apartment building up America and St. Andrew right now and buy how much $1,000 worth of material. What have you done to say you're that important? How much people you're paying on Friday? So, we can't send the video come demand in front and you send it come here right now. How much people you're paying on Friday? Don't tell me about me irrelevant. I take that personal. Who is you, guy? Because you talk foolishness by YouTube and people come over there come criticize you and you start feminine. That's why I'm sensitive. Go away.
So
you're nobody.
So Gunners boss, because boss.
You should tell him. You should tell him to stop. When he come to me, you can't tell him to play with some guy. Tell him don't play with me. I am very relevant. I'm very important in my circles. I support things in Jamaica. I support football. I support these things. I don't come and criticize and talk these things. Man know that. Not all the time, but when I have it, I do. So I have my school, which is not even my school I attended because I've never been to school. And I support them. I make the youth them have things when them can have it. I make sure the coach them do. All right, man know these things.
All right, Gunners boss.
So that's what you should tell him. So tell him, tell the man. Hold on the man, Let me say this. Let me say this and then we done now. Never say this and mute the mic and done. You tell him, say, me an idiot, I troll and he still the palm case. Go ahead now. Let me mute the mic and make that talk.
So here's what I am saying. Because it's kind of funny, right? Because what you're accusing Cranky off is what you're displaying. So my question to you is, how does it make sense if you are operating the same way to say that he should not be that way when you are being that way?
You ready for me to answer that question?
Yeah, and please answer it without shouting, and so we can just move on to the social issue quickly because I'm here for peace. Because there's a Patakos kettle, I think, is the same. Because you're saying the person is sensitive, but there is such venom in how you're expressing yourself right now. It comes across like, man, like it touched one of those seriously sensitive. Even Peso was a little bit lighthearted in his thing, but like, and what I and let me finish. And what I will say, Gunner's boss, is on more than one occasion, when the same kind of trolling sentiments are thrown towards you, you get into rage, even if you believe you're trolling, So you can't deal with it either, That is why you don't want to be like the host, because you don't deal with criticism well.
I not care about no criticism, but you see, when a man come now, it personal. As me say, it was about social media thing. When you ever come tell me, say, me no relevant. Hear this. You're wrong. So you have to take back that. If you don't take back that, you have to eat everything when me say, because you're no more relevant more than, like me say, you don't have a pay bill where you pay.
So
you're not building anything in Jamaica.
That's what I mean. So the issue you have is because...
Don't come here and tell me, say me irrelevant, brother. That is you telling me how irrelevant you are because you don't have 12 people. See me send man, 8 video there. Look on that. And you can look on the timestamp and say, up to this man in the work, man, them talk to me. You're very relevant, boy. Don't talk out of space.
He said that you're not relevant.
You should have stopped him.
He said that you're
not... I am not relevant.
In his world. In his world.
What world he have?
Meaning in his space.
He's a retired person. We don't even know if he lives in that section 8. So don't come tell me. We don't know him world. You don't know my world. So you tell the world.
Gunner's boss. But there are some persons, you are in their world, you are irrelevant. It don't mean that you're an irrelevant person.
Man. Hear how relevant I am in this guy world. The most info, he went on YouTube to grift and collect super chats and get money from YouTube like everybody else where they on YouTube, not care where you hear them talk. All the time, Shannon Sharp, them not on YouTube because they want to be over there and open their mouth. They're there to make money and they're making a lot of money and getting a lot of members in their subscription. Thousands and thousands, millions of members who are paying for their subscription up to $5 per month. Right. $2.99 per week and more. Hold on, let's move on. No, yeah. These people not in their comment section looking for people who, and Stephen A. Smith and them, looking for people who are trolling them and saying things about them. Most of the time, the worst thing just about them at that time, them really interact with you. This guy, who hold me relevant to him, you have to delete one of your biggest video at the moment. Not one of your biggest video at the moment, because me and Claudine, you're the 2 hottest video for your channel. Yes, and you delete it. Every day you treat Claudine like she's like woman.
You have 1 minute remaining on this call.
Every time I go into that comment section, if I was irrelevant, why every time I make 10 comments, you delete 20 of my comments? It's because I am that relevant to you. Because I wouldn't even have, if I have a channel, I wouldn't even have moderators to go in there.
You have 30 seconds remaining on this call.
No, I don't care how much time you have. When that guy tell him see the wrong tree my back up, I am very relevant in this world. I pay people.
You have 10 seconds remaining on this call.
My man. Tell him to know me.
You have no credit. You have no credit left. Cheese and peace, yo. I don't know. I'm gonna go work out this back foot. What's called? CC, I call. Oh, this a call. I cranked was calling back, Lord have mercy.
Hey, my name's man. It's my name's man. You can hear me?
Yeah, man.
My name's man. You can hear me? Yeah. It's a fun day, my name's man. So we talk man's man. Let's talk a few things, man's man.
Fun for me now.
Man's man. You had 2 callers coming your channel, man's man. Spouting nonsense. Those 2 same callers, man, go in other people's chat, and this is my first time responding, man, and talk about cranky, man, in derogatory ways. Today, man, I didn't start this war, but we'll finish it. I didn't start it. I came to your chat, man, and I see those same people talking about man when I wasn't even in the chat. I wasn't saying anything, just listening, man. I wasn't the one who started the war, man. I finished war, you moron. Hey, man, let me say this, man. Did not start this war, man. I came on the chat today listening. I didn't start any war. Go back to the chat, people. People, if you're just joined, go back to the chat and check from the beginning how this started. I had nothing to do with this. My name came up for no reason. Miguel brought my name up and others chiped in. I've engaged with Miguel in over so long. But this thing needs to stop. First of all, man, I say this. I don't, people, let me start certain things, people. Have you ever heard me ask anyone for super chat, anyone? When I get them, I appreciate them and I give credit to those who give it to me. I don't ask for super chat and I have my reason why I don't do that. So people come spread lie, I lie them, I tell. Second, when you call somebody who's Jamaican effeminate, let me say it again, people. When you call somebody Jamaican who's a man, that's the worst you can say to them. And you get your feelings when somebody call you relevant? Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? When you go in a public domain on Men's channel with thousands on the channel and call me effeminate, and then you won't have the audacity to come here and say what you're saying? What world do you live in? You piece of, you know what?
Cracking.
I am the wrong person to engage that way because I can be as negative as you and as low as you and be lower than you. I don't need that. When you try to talk about how you killed 15 people and 14 people, and stop your nonsense. But we're not going into accomplishments and what people do for their vocation. We're not getting into that. I don't bring my resume to the table. I'm on YouTube. I don't bring my resume to the table. I leave my resume where it is. That was my previous life. I don't bring my resume up. But you can go up on LinkedIn, go look it up. We don't bring resume when I beat with chest, but when we accomplish anything, what's being done is done. We are new endeavor, a new thing we are doing. When the YouTube space, I try to do a thing. We are promoting cohesiveness. We are promoting togetherness. We are promoting collectiveness. We are promoting oneness. We are promoting altruism. We are promoting goodness. We are not into the war, people, and fighting. We're done with the war. I'm not engage those people again, period. Even if they come at me hard, I'm not engaging them. I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah,
What I'm saying is this, people. When you come hard at me, I can come hard at you, but it's not going to bring any solution to anything. I decided to walk away from these individuals and not engage them. Why can't they do the same? Why are they in every forum criticizing me and talking about me when I ignore them 95% of the time? Why are we doing that? Why is that something that's okay? Huh? Why are you going every forum you see me in? I got to bring my name up from the blue and criticizing me. If you're hurt, please get over it. These things happen in life. You get hurt. Girls dump us all the time, and we have to go find a new one. It takes a while to get over it. Get over it. You're not a girl. You say you're not a girl. I'm the girl. I've been called an effeminate name. I've been denigrated. I've been belittled. I've been disparaged. I'm the one who go up to the ringer. I can live with that. I'm okay with it. As I see people on my channel. When you come on my channel, we can agree to disagree. You don't disrespect me. I don't disrespect you. I don't disrespect anybody in the chat. It's a respectful management. I'm trying to preach togetherness. I'm not trying to preach divisiveness, management. Come on, people. Come on, people. Done with the nonsense, man. Done with the nonsense, man. Done with the fight. The people who are disrespecting the chat, people, me move on. I want to move on to now. Please do so. Management, we're done with the nonsense, management. We're not at fighting. We're not at fighting. Management, we're not in the fighting, management. We're not in the fighting. We're in the love thing, management, right? Management? So people, me I call truce on this now on. Me I call truce. Even after management, me I call truce. Truce people, truce. You know them have them, Jamaica, them have different factions and then bring them together. I was some politician who look something. We are no politician here, we can do it by ourselves. Truce management. The people who hate me in the chat, me don't mind you hating me. But me will leave you alone and leave me alone. Man, bless up. I'm out.
Yeah, man.
Peace. Bye.
All right, there you go. You see, what is a cranky code vice cartel? What is under me? Under me nose? I'm out. All right. So, people, no, listen, if you call and talk about that, no bother with it. I'm going to end the show because Miguel said this piece, Pesa said this piece, Cranky said it piece, Gonna say it piece. Gunna's boss, Peso, leave. The man say, him not mention, no. Why do not mention the man, boss? Don't troll the man. Don't go on the man platform. Don't come on the other platform and speak about the man because he is not doing it. Argument done. Respect. All right. Now, I want to talk about. All right. CC Sports Lab. Call in. Lord of mercy. Make sure I want different piece you got to talk about in a boss. And no bother if CC, you see when I call this, if you have a question, ask the question. Now give me the beginning of the book and the forward and the introduction and chapter 1, and then you ask the question. All right. So no, if that you're gonna do, no bother with that, you know, CC. Me can't manage the long thing there before you get to your question them. The long, you understand me? And do not talk about no remittance, boss. All right. So let me just see. Me know hear about no remittance. In fact, the remittance amount has gone down to 17% from a high of 24% in the last few years. Good to go. CC now answer people. Bless the Lord. We can move on from that. Jesus indeed answers prayer. Amen. Hallelujah. All right. So I'm having this discussion with some friends of mine, and I'm going to make it very, very, very general. All right. And it is one of the things I saw at champs that I want to a couple of issues I want to speak of, but I'm going to talk about an issue that let me leave the champs issue. I'm going to talk about an issue that is happening in our schools. So now, not that I've ever been like beaten by a teacher in school and stuff, but there's a posture of how education is being handled in Jamaica, where teachers are not, I believe, as empowered, and school systems to take actions against undisciplined children in the school space. So I've seen in the last few weeks several fights with teachers, male teachers, and female students, male students, male teachers, female teachers, female students. No, I don't know all the issues leading up to these fights. But a lot of these fights, after they happen, these kids are still in schools. They probably get a suspension, but they are brought back into the school environment. All right? No, because I know there's a posture that kids are not supposed to be like suspended or even expelled from school. My issue is then, what measures are in place to protect our teachers from these violent outbreaks from our children, and to protect other kids who are not exposed to these kind of behaviors in their homes and even the communities that they're from. And I remember years ago hearing this story about how our prison systems are, our prison system is, where you will have a first-time offender who probably was caught with a spliff when it was illegal to do so, and they would be thrown into prison or into some sort of prison system with what I call hardcore undisciplined, and the correct term is undisciplined gunners. Big up yourself. But we can use indiscipline, but undisciplined is also very relevant to use in the context. Yeah. So they are thrown into these situations. So imagine, for example, let's use Presser. Imagine Presser, for example, were to commit an offense. Say he was he never paid a ticket and missed court and had to spend 6 months in jail. So he's put into a jail where the environment that he's in is hardcore criminals. What they have said is that a lot of times when people go into those systems, they come out worse because those hardcore criminals take advantage of them. They'll beat them, give them whatever the bucket that they use for feces, you know, if they are homosexuals, all of those little things affect those people. So when they come out, instead of learning and being better, those experiences really affect them socially, mentally, all of the psychologically it affects them. So they come out worse than when they went in, just for a slight offense. So my question is, when these things happen in the schools, how does it work? You just heard this incident, and I'm not going to get into it, but at one of our primary schools in Kingston, a 6 and 11-year-old. Now, how do you keep those kids in the same school? What are the systems in place? When a youth fight, and him and a teacher fight, does he go back to the same school? Does he go back to the same school? When students fight and one hurt the other, do you keep them in the same school? Shouldn't we, to protect the students who are not so inclined, shouldn't we probably find some other system, some other sort of schooling system where we pull some of these kids out of these school system who are prone to violent act and have them in a space where they experience a great and a higher level of discipline? Because what you think when a teacher, when a child attacks a teacher and sits in that classroom in 2 weeks' time, what you think that young teacher coming out of teachers college, hearing of that experience, is going to do or say to that 17-year-old boy, that 17-year-old girl who just had a fight and probably box up an ex-teacher or something like that? And I think the Ministry of Education is getting this wrong. And I know kids need an education. I know that they need to go to school. But is the present school environment the ideal place for them? The second thing I want to ask is, are we training our teachers to deal with these matters? I believe that how some of our teachers are operating, and I can only speak to when I was attending school. When I was attending school, I mean, I don't know, maybe I wasn't seeing it. Maybe that was the fad of the day, and I totally did not see it or understand, or I never understand it to be. But I never get the feeling like teachers were being would carry themselves a particular way. I see teachers that can't bend down in classrooms anymore because their pants and their skirts are too tight. I see male teachers in our schooling system, I'm speaking about high school in particular, that their pants and stuff are tighter than those of the boys that they are teaching. I believe that the Ministry of Education, for the growth of all our students, need to scrutinize and put in place measure for how some of the teachers dress going into the classroom in this day and time. And I'm not saying that they're supposed to look like they're some old woman and stuff, as some would say, or they're supposed to have all natural hair. But it is the same. Shaving of the eyebrow, extended eyelashes, and tattoos, and tight pants and tight skirt, and male teachers having them hair plait up and thing and twisted with earrings and all of these things. I don't think, well, no, I know what you're going to tell me. Well, it is not affecting their education, and as long as they can do their job. But we are not only here to teach people the words in a book, but we are also to practice the words in the book. In other words, there's a moral behavior that must go with the teaching. But I can rather understand that it's a different generation. But that don't mean that we can't have standards. Why? When the generation changes, we change the standards of morality and good practice. We don't have to change the standard. You can still look decent and appropriate for the field that you're in. And generation will change. I don't stop disciplining my children because generation has changed. I don't use the same measures that my parents used when I was younger. So my kids experience discipline. because you can't change the standards. And I think the Ministry of Education need to look at this. Our young ladies can't look up to their teachers anymore as role models. Right? It's critical. It's one of the issues that people are having, even when they go to the hospital to engage some of the nurses and doctors. They feel like, teachers are bleaching. In our school system, we have teachers who are bleaching, male and female, teaching our kids. Basta. No matter with that, tell a lot of mercy these people. Yeah. All right. Now, I hear you. We can blame the parents, but I think the custodians of the standards must be the Ministry of Education. I think years ago they have these values and values and ethics things in the school. I think there has to be a standard where we teach and train teachers how to there must be like a minimum standard for teachers. It cannot be just wear anything and stuff like that. But we have a call online. Presser, welcome to the show. Long time. Good afternoon.
How would that find your profile? Messi? Yeah, Messi.
Oh, Rene Simoes.
Oh, big up to the Brazilian, you know.
You look for that. Oh, you look for that.
I joke.
Yeah, you want to look for that picture.
Hey, but you see, man, as a youngster, right?
Yeah.
I can speak for my school, right? I think there was a good standard at my school to an extent. But in terms of the tight clothes, right? They make a good point in terms of, I remember you had certain individuals in terms of teachers who were, students, especially female teachers, you go to school, you would normally tend to sexualize the female teachers, because of what they wore. And, as a teenager, you're exposed to a bit more stuff, in terms of like social media, you think about women a certain way, whatever the case is. So at school, when the female teacher would dress a certain way, you would have a certain thought process. You have discussions different about how the teacher dress, etc., right?
Yeah.
But I think in Jamaica, there's no morality again. I think there's no standard. And I think empowerment can be a good thing, but I think it can also be a bad thing as well in terms of, yes, they can empower people to do what they want and do what they like, etc. But I think it has reached to a place where we have thrown a lot of things out the window, where we empower people to the point where like, oh, we can dress this way, but it doesn't define us. You know what I'm saying? So for a teacher,
there you go. That's a good point.
For a female teacher, like women in this day and age, is like, yes, they're empowered to do whatever they like, and but okay, we can wear this in the school, but it doesn't define us, and children shouldn't look at us in this way because this is not who we actually are. You know what I'm saying? We should stick to the lesson. But when you think about children and teenagers, they're very impressionable to the point where they pick up on things very quickly. And I think adults have to set a standard in terms of outside of school, this is what you are. But in school, you have to set a good example for children. You know what I'm saying? And I remember this particular situation where we had, I think there was like a pageant thing. I don't remember if it was for the school or it was for the parish. And I remember this girl, she won the pageant, right? Or something like that. But her dress or what she wore at the after party or something like that, it was so skimpy that they ended up disqualifying her when they found out about it. Because of her dress code or whatever she wore, and she was in high school. And I think they, some people would obviously, they would have been upset at the time, but it's setting a standard at the end of the day. And growing up, I've realized where it's female, like adults, right? I've seen where girls, them bigger than what them actually be. You know them way they say is that when them leave high school, even now, it's like, them don't live them life already because they live it in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you're right, So here's the thing. Like, what I want to know is, should the Ministry of Education like set the standards, like say that, like, because here's what is funny, right? There is a dress code for the kids, you know, in most school, that the Ministry of Education will say, like schools will say, if your pants is too tight, as a student, they will not allow you. They have even said to kids who are bleaching that you can't be a part of the school body. You can't have your hair a certain way. Like girls have to carry their hair a certain way. No, I understand that teachers are adults. But if we have standards for the students, shouldn't we somehow create some standards for the teacher from the said Ministry of Education?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And the reason as to why they have standards for the kids is because there obviously is a reason. I think one of the main reasons as to why they have it is because of distraction, right? You know, I remember going to school. The amount of time me would have waste time at tail end of the morning just for taking pants when I should have been at school, right? Or I should have been at school a bit earlier. The amount of conversations at school that we have about who pants tighter. Me see man go in a bathroom, go bleach and them thing there, you know. Man, I discuss them fade in a bathroom when they should be in class at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the main reasons as to why they have the dress code, you know. And I think it should be the same for teachers to an extent in terms of this, right? You being an adult, you know, there should be a code of conduct or, you know, dress code in terms of what you wear to school, especially for female teachers, you know what I'm saying? And even male teachers as well in terms of the tight pants. I don't remember most male teachers at my school that, you know, wearing tight pants.
Yeah, that is a new thing because, like I said, I don't remember those things. I don't remember like having a teacher at any school that I've been to where they had like, you know, long hair and earrings and stuff. Even in university, I don't recall having that experience.
I think what's happening now
in terms of lecturers, yeah.
I think what's happening now is there's so much of a brain drain in terms of teachers leaving, especially experienced teachers, where, you know, like in football, for example, you have a young player coming up and you have an older player in the squad, right? You can teach them certain things. You know what I'm saying? Where I think a lot of the teachers now in Jamaica is a huge influx of young teachers out of, you know, church teachers, college, and all these different types of institutions where I don't think in the schools they have anybody to kind of guide them. You know what I'm saying? As new teachers just coming in. So I think a lot of these teachers, they're very young and they're just very young in the sense that they're just leaving high school just recently and just becoming teachers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So who is actually in these institutions as older teachers to an extent to guide a lot of these young teachers coming through? Because the same way that these individuals would have been in high school, they're going to be the same in as teachers going into the high schools again.
Yeah. Yep. As the CC saying, some of these rules in the school is archaic and coming from colonization. I should be able to cornrow my hair and go to school. So CC, no. So fine, you want to cornrow here. And next man say, well, I should be able to wear my pajamas and go to school. And next person says, listen, a girl says that I suppose I can wear a mini skirt. What? After that is not going to stop me from learning. Like, so where does it stop? Where do we? Because remember, school is not just, and this is important, because are we saying that we should make schools just about people being educated in terms of subject areas without being concerned with the type of individuals that we are forming and the standards we are teaching them to live at? So while I understand you're talking about colonization, boss, there has to be some standard. Because if every man have them own way, what we're going to have in the country? Anarchy.
And you know, you look at the American school system to an extent, right, Manins? And I guess you could use bullying as an example where you'll have a kid, right? Your parents probably not have the money to buy the Jordans or whatever, and you have kids who probably have it. And they will bully a kid because of the fact that he doesn't have a Jordan, you know, him wear Reebok or whatever the case is, you know? And these are things that you kind of want to avoid in a school system where, you know, kids dress anyhow they want. You know, I think school should be school. I think there should be a dress code in terms of one dress code. I don't think it should be a free for all in terms of what kids wear, you know. And some of these things that some of these kids even wear in America, for example, it kind of puzzles me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. But you know, so I don't agree with because like I said, hairstyle shouldn't be a problem, right? So hairstyle shouldn't be a problem. So should attire be a problem? Boss, yeah, we have to have, so there has to be a standard, especially when you get to university, you're free to do whatever. But while you're a child, because while CC is talking, CC, would you send your child to school every day in the country that we live in a skirt or a shorts that is almost up her crotch? Because that is what she feels comfortable in and it's not going to affect her learning. So let us remove all uniforms. How do you identify in the culture that we live which child is going where and which school and all of that? You understand what I'm saying, Professor? So we have to also look at the country that we are living in.
Yeah.
It may work in other places, but not in Jamaica. Go ahead.
To the point about the violent conduct of a lot of the students, I think parents also empower the children to like fight teachers. If I'm being honest, my mother never do it still, but I've seen people or heard stories where, my mother we say to them, say if a teacher touch you or talk to you a certain way, then maybe not literally fighting, but they empower them in that sense. And you have some kids who, because they know that they won't face any consequences when they reach home, they will fight teachers. But in terms of putting things in place, we're like, okay, if you kick that student from the school, what next for that student? I think the government, they have to be proactive in terms of finding some
other place where they can still be educated. But outside,
but I can't just have them at home like that, because they will become a detriment or they will become a problem.
But what they can do is they can impact and influence other kids.
Yeah, that's as well.
That is why I use the prison example, because, for example, if you go for a minor infraction, you go to jail with hardened criminals in the same space. It could affect you to the point, you understand me, where instead of being rehabilitated, you get more vile.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I see we have an next call, but big up yourself.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah, man. All right, Presser. All right, so we have final call for the day.
Yes, sir, Manix.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling me back. Just to touch on the point that you're talking about. I think the main point that we're missing in regards to this, there's various rules in school. It's not because they cannot be done, but just like all other things that we learn in school, right, are not necessarily things that we will go out in the world and do. In mathematics, and some other subjects, we're not going to find that we're asked to do some of them. But the fact is that it shows that one is trainable. You understand me? So there are certain rules in school to basically inculcate a certain level of discipline. You understand me? So it's not like you can wear cornrow here or whatever, but it helps you or helps a child to develop some level of discipline and be able to follow rules, because that's what you're going to need in the wider world. You understand me?
Yeah,
you can't be too rebellious on everything. You must be trainable. You must be able to be managed. You understand me?
Yeah.
And even if you become a manager, you have to report to somebody at some point in time. Even if you have your own business, you still have your customers. You understand me? That you have to establish some degree of discipline. So I think the bigger point, right, is that it shows that you're able to exercise certain level of discipline and be able to follow rules. You understand me? Not like you can't wear what you want to wear. But that's my point that I'm making.
Good point, because you have to be teachable. You have to show that you can respect authority. You know.
Precisely, exactly, precisely.
That's
so I think that's a point that a lot of people are missing.
Yeah.
All right, respect.
Yeah, man. All right, blessings. Yeah. I think CC. I think you're. Yeah, big up yourself, El Granira. CC. I think your point is, crazy, because You understand me? I think, I kind of feel like it is not so much about the hair being cornrow or faded or stuff. It's like what the person just said. Can you follow rules, which is critical to functioning in life in general, and that must be taken into consideration. We have come to the end of today's show. Just a word of note. Cranky, I see you earlier coming. Listen, just recover under your show, boss. You understand me? If there are 10 persons who don't want to hear you, there's probably 110 who wants to hear you. You understand me? And I think you owe it to the people who wants to listen to you to keep on doing your shows. You can't let the 10 or 20 persons who says we can't bother with Cranky. I mean, there are persons, let me just tell you that they will subscribe and listen and they will unsubscribe. They do it every single day. And it don't matter, because to me, the joy from this is that I know there are some persons that even if they're alone, they will be on the platform. And as content creators, they respect us and they want to hear from us. So I'm saying that do it for the people. Do it for the people who wants to listen to you. Yet, and not every time you can pay attention to those who, they don't even listen to you, they say. So why would you not do the show? You understand me? Why you don't shut down the channel? Because the people you are doing it for, whether you have it or not, they're not going to listen to you. So do it for the ones who listen. Do it for the ones who come on and interact with you and engage you. Do it for the one who you provide information to, and you have good discussions. Do it for them. Because to avoid criticism, they say do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing, and you will not be criticized. So I just want to encourage you. You understand me? And I know probably because you're feeling ill, but yeah. So when you recover, get back to it. Yeah? All right. So people, listen, thank you as usual for tuning in. I think, a little part of it, we had the discussions that I know some of you would have preferred that it not happen, but I think in everything we can look at the good, and at least one person, Cranky, came to a resolution that he's going to cause this to that. So there is some good in it. All right, and so we give thanks for that. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in and being a part of this discussion. Those of you who are watching on the replay, hope you enjoyed. Big up yourself. I may not have put up some of your comments, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can get at least 100 likes on the video. We're at 78. So if 22 of you would hit the like button right now, we'll get to 100. So if you can do that before you go, it would be appreciated. Big up Gunners every time. See you. See Pressad, Craig Butler at it last night, but I think in the end they came to peace, Yeah, that's that way. The man said Gunners, the man said that him not give no interview because you diss him. And him say you text him. He said you text him after the interview. You need to have a conversation with him and resolve that matter. Be a fight. Let us stop the fighting. Stop the fussing and fighting, brothers. You understand me? Let us live in peace and live as one. I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, when it comes to the end of the show, we say we are over and we are OUT out of here.